We are back here at ASTV Sports Talk live at the Pizza Den here in Stonewall, Manitoba. We get to finish this wonderful show off with two great gentlemen who I've had the chance to talk with. Clive Hinds, Wes Taplin, the bigwigs here in Stonewall, Councilman and Reeve of Rockwood, respectively. Gentlemen, thank you for coming on the show. First and foremost, thank you for letting us into Stonewall. And secondly, tell me about Stonewall in the summertime and how exciting it is to have all of these sports and the recreation here on the fields.
Well, I'll answer that question, and you're welcome. It's great having you here. It's always a pleasure to have outside guests visiting Stonewall because, as the saying goes, Stonewall is a great place to live. That being said, Stonewall is fantastic during the summer. Most of the sports that we do have in the town kicks in, and to top it off, around August, we have the Quarry Days, Quarry Day weekend, and that's been a trend that's been going on since back in the day when the agricultural people used to get together and have rodeos and everything done on the agricultural ground. And in those days, it was done at the south end of town. Now it is basically through most of Main Street in Stonewall. And we have guests from all walks of life coming out in that August weekend to celebrate and to see what Stonewall has to offer.
So Wes, you said earlier when we were talking off camera, your family's been around Stonewall for over 130 years. You grew up playing all different sports, all different walks of life here. Go through the change of the facilities we have here recreationally in Stonewall, and then also for a lot of the towns in the Rockwood municipality, on how important it is to have these facilities available for children and adults to maintain their motion and their movements so they can still live long and prosper.
Well, thanks very much for the opportunity. Rockwood is 450 square miles, and there is, multiples of little towns that each have their own recreation facilities. In Stonewall, where I played the majority of my sports, started out playing hockey when I was 8 years old. We played in the old Ice Palace. I can remember coming into town the first time to play hockey and thinking and looking up and thinking this place is massive. And then going forward, just after, about the second year into hockey, went to Stony Mountain, and they just got a new rink. And I thought, man, we must be playing in the Winnipeg Arena. It was just, for a small town boy to be playing in such facilities. And we thought they were massive back then, but the new ones, the Veterans Memorial Sports Center in Stonewall, when they built it, it was state of the art for the under 17 championship. Toulon has a rink there that is second to none. Stony Mountain, and it's what makes the community a community. It brings the people out when they come to watch a hockey game. You're visiting. It's a social aspect. It's everything that goes along with it. The soccer pitches in Stonewall are second to none. They started, getting soccer up in Toulon a little bit more. Cross Isle and places like that. But baseball, it just spirals, and it makes the community a community.
So we talk a little bit off air about recreation and the fact that the number one reason for it is movement. Clive, yourself, we found out that you teach here in Stonewall. You and your wife teach karate, is that correct? So how did you begin your karate career, and what is it about teaching that you love so much to do in Stonewall?
Well, first of all, it's truly a pleasure to work with the children. And of course, when you start encompassing the work with children, then you have to deal with parents. And a lot of the parents that are now members of the karate organization came with their child, whether it be for manners and respect. A lot of them wanted to see their child with a little bit of manners and respect and be able to do something physical rather than sit around playing video games or something like that. So that is one of the pushes that we notice right out of since the 90s actually, and now even more so. But karate for us is a way of life. I've been practicing karate for 40 years now. And that being said, I seek perfection of character. That means I'm seeking to better myself each and every day. And that's what I hope to bring to the children.
To say that and to hear that from an instructor is a great message to the children as well. Because a lot of these children, when they see and they hear that from their instructor, it shows that they truly believe what they're practicing. Now, both you gentlemen are involved in governance here, and the importance of governance and sport go hand in hand, building the community. And this question is for the both of you. What is your favorite pastime, or what is your favorite recreational activity to be involved with currently? And we talked about the pool, we talked about the beaches, the golf courses the Interlake offers. I mean, different terrain completely than the south part of Winnipeg where it's all flat. Here you've got some rocks, you've got some undulances, a little bit of elevation. What do you enjoy to do when you have that bit of spare time and you can enjoy something recreationally here in Stonewall in the area?
Well, before I answer that question, and I should take the opportunity to say that it is truly a pleasure to work with Reeve Taplin, because our Stonewall is 5,000. It basically has 5,000 people, and we're almost at the max right now. And we're surrounded by Rockwood, so we're a little speck in the middle, surrounded by this large municipality, and we have to play and work together. And that being said, it brings us closer. We found that in so many ways, it's better to unite and get things done than to try to do it individually, separately. So
it's the way I look at it, it's a regional approach. We partner with the town of Stonewall because we don't have, like here, our rural people come and use the sports facilities. We share, we work together, and you have to do that. Just like in Rockwood, we have like Toulon, where I'm a member of the rec committee up there. We have Stony Mountain that has their own recreation committee. All of them, we work together to provide recreation for everybody in the area. And we are very blessed to have great partners and to have facilities, like when you mentioned golf. We've got the Toulon golf course that's in our midst that has just taken new owners. The Dola brothers have bought it, and it will be hosted because they are very gracious hosts. It'll be a great place, and it just adds to everything that goes along with a community. You have to have recreation to have a community. If you don't, nobody's going to come. So you have to provide it. It doesn't make you money, but you have to provide it to attract people to come out and see you.
So Clive, I'm going to ask you here specifically for the town or this area of Stonewall, how do you get the message out electronically, through word of mouth, paper, on the activities that are available to the children as well as to up into the seniors, that, you know, there is aquasize, or there is an open baseball game, or there's field practices, or the gym is open? How do you work those avenues of communication for your town people here in Stonewall?
Well, we're fortunate that actually social media is playing a huge part nowadays, and social media works great for a lot of the things that we would like to get out there. But as a small community, believe it or not, the local newspapers are doing a phenomenal job getting the message out. And there are, in this community of ours, which is Stonewall community, we have more 55 pluses than others. So now we're dealing with a more aged group, and they still like to have their newspaper at hand and go through the papers to see what is going on.
You're absolutely correct. I mean, you go to a lot of the small towns, you go to the local coffee shop,
Yep.
They're grabbing the paper, they got their cup of joe,
Yes.
they got their breakfast special,
Yes.
and they're enjoying 2 hours of just peace and calm going through the paper. Whereas if you find the 16-year-olds and the teenagers, the first thing they're grabbing is their smartphone. And
Social
as we know, our ASTV is available on all social media. So it's great to meet the young stars as well as the old stars that can say, well, back in the day, we did it this way.
Yeah.
One thing I'd like to add to Mayor Hinds' answer is Stonewall and Rockwood have hired a recreation facilitator. Her name is Lane Wilson, and she is great at what she does to make sure that people know she's talking with everybody, she's organizing. We've just hired her this year, and she is going to do nothing but great things on the recreation side for the town of Stonewall and the arm of Rockwood.
That's excellent news. Hopefully get to talk to Lane Wilson when we do come back, gentlemen, which should be in the near future. I believe we're doing a spotlight as well as an interlake show. So you're not off the hook just yet, Wes. And Clive, I would look forward to sitting down with you, learning about some more discipline and some karate language perhaps in the near future. We'll be right back.